Hello and welcome to this week's Top Tips for Moving Home. In this episode, I want to talk about the importance of a survey when buying your home. They seem to be one of the things that really unnerve people. But there's nothing to fear, although it is important to make sure that you understand what each survey involves before deciding which one suits you best. Essentially, there are three types of survey. First, a valuation survey. This involves a surveyor looking around the property on the lender's behalf to spot anything that might affect the security of the mortgage lender's loan. That's the key point. It's a mortgage requirement to have one of these, but it is you who pays for it. Having said that, just as a word of warning, it's worth bearing in mind what level of cash deposit that you're putting down. It stands to reason that a lender's focus is more concerned on the risk to their total loan amount, not necessarily your level of deposit. All they want to know, really, is that the property is worth the money they're lending you. The biggest thing to note, though, is that this type of report will detail nothing about the structural state of the property, or any other defects, really. Next, a home buyer's survey, also known as the home buyer's report. This one involves a more thorough look around, as well as valuing the property for the open market. It'll focus on urgent matters that do need attending to, like damp or damage to timbers, and it will recommend further specialist reports if needed. A lot of purchasers go with this option. It's kind of mid-ground. Next, there is the full structural survey, also known as a building survey. Now, this is a very comprehensive inspection of all accessible parts of a property, and you can tailor it to suit your needs and what you want to find out. So if there is a particular concern you have with the property, you can ask the surveyor to pay attention to these and report to you formally. Building survey reports are extremely detailed and will provide suggested repairs as well as estimates on costs. But do remember that the surveyor will tend to be cautious and overestimate rather than underestimate. It can help to get a second opinion from a builder as to how much you'll actually end up having to spend. Once you've got your survey, it can often help to actually get a second opinion on likely costs from a builder. My tips on handling surveys are: first, before your surveyor heads out, make sure you've reviewed all your notes about the property and informed them of anything you'd like them to pay specific attention to. That should really help. Second, if when you get your report, there's something that worries you, give the surveyor a ring. Get them to talk about it. Get them to talk it through with you. Gather as much information as you can. Try and build a relationship with them. You might well be able to get their off-the-record feelings by speaking to them in person. Certainly in my experience, surveyors always say more than they would commit to paper. Third, whatever you do, don't panic. It's the surveyor's job to point out the problems in a property, no matter how small. That's what they do. Fourth, if there is essential repair works needed, then I'd advise getting a recommended builder around to take a look and give you some comparative quotes. Fifth, if you find problems are suddenly spiralling into thousands of pounds worth of essential repairs that were not immediately obvious on your viewing, you are perfectly within your rights to attempt to renegotiate the price. Tread carefully though, this will come as a bit of a shock and a blow to the seller. So I think it's worth providing the agent with a copy of the survey and any quotes that you've received from builders for the work that you're talking about. And this way, everybody will know that you've made every effort to get good, proper, solid estimates and therefore to back up your renegotiation. It should be the estate agent who tells the seller of the reduction of your offer, but I'd advise sending a letter explaining that you are still absolutely keen to proceed with the purchase and that you hope they'll understand and consider your revised offer. If you need a surveyor, MoveIQ can connect you with a local professional, so just tell us what you need via our online form and we'll connect you straight away. I hope this has been useful, and if so, please like it. And if you haven't yet done so, subscribe to stay in touch. All the best.